Giveaway.
Happy Thursday. Are we ready for today? We had a bit of a trade. I didn't take it. I was looking at it, but I didn't feel like the liquidity sweep was big enough. It was a 3-minute, however, we closed above it. So I wasn't too keen on that. We still held this 2-minute here. Basically swept this liquidity. But that's okay. I'm not really too into trading pre-market. Every time I trade pre-market, I do end up regretting it. So no regrets today. And I do have a full house. Baby is sick, husband is sick, so enjoy the extra noises. Now we can delete all this off of our charts. The data wick was from Powell speaking at 8:30. We don't have data. Well, we do tomorrow. But we don't have any data this week from the US government. So University of Michigan sentiment. I'll leave that on the 5-minute. So what are we looking at today? NQ currently is trading into a 4-hour gap. So here's the first 4-hour. I didn't mark it out, but we do have a 4-hour low. So this is a really nice target. If we do sweep anything to go long to come back down for that, we have a untapped fair value gap here, and then this is our 4-hour inversion. So we created this 4-hour, we inversed it basically all in one candle. So I imagine that this would be some type of support when we come down. 4-hour IFVG. Now, if we look on ES, we actually haven't tapped into the 4-hour. We haven't tapped into a 1-hour. We haven't tapped into anything really below. We have a 4-hour and a 1-hour below. And above, all we really have is just a pretty obvious 15-minute with a nice high in there. Here, I'll show you guys my ES charts. Perfect. Is that? That has to be from yesterday. Oh, oops. ES chart. Weird. ES. There we go. So, ES. So you can see just a bunch of wicks here. We have the 4-hour starting here, and then another 1-hour here. We haven't tapped into any of it. And there's no fair value gaps here that we've just kind of been bopping around in there. We did hold this 15-minute. Oh, no, we didn't. What's the price being held up by right now? Okay, so we held this 15-minute here, this tiny little 15-minute. So I will mark that out on this chart, and I'll delete these just to keep it clean. No, we closed below that one. Oh, is it this one? No. Oh, what's holding up price right now? Weird. Not sure. I'll leave this one on the 5. Oh no, I will leave this one on the 1-minute. So yeah, what I'm really thinking is that ES is going to come down to that 4-hour. And we could possibly get another long from there because those 4 hours are pretty potent. So something like this. Whoa, the fuck happened there? Anyway, thinking, oh, you guys can't even see it. There. Thinking something like this. Weird, it did it again. Must be my mouse. Anyway, definitely thinking something like this. Or we could do something like this. But however, if we go down, we don't really have the best target. We just have this 4 hour, although we can target that 4 hour intermediate term low. However, the longs seem like a much better play. So we don't have anything on ES to confirm we're going short. We have this huge 1 hour here. So I guess what we could do is impulse leg. We could look for a retrace back to the 50%, something like that. Perfect. So now if we're going to look on the 1 hour, we can chart out some type of dream scenario. However, to go short, it's kind of tough. We'd have to like close below this, really. And then the last gap in the leg always is a lot more stronger. So let's see what our 50% range is here. Where would be the impulse leg? I guess here. So yeah, that 50% would actually be basically the 50% of that second 4 hour. Kind of removes our idea of this target, that 4 hour intermediate term low. But then if we look on the lower time frame, we've got what I would consider here, this looks pretty algorithmic to be LR. So we could run all that, go right down here, and then take this back up to the high, at least a London high. If we're looking on bookmap, there is a lot of levels below, nothing above price, and ES also has a lot of levels below, so it does to me seem like we will go down. If we looked yesterday, there was a lot of heat above on ES, and I kind of disregarded it because I was really wanting the market to go short. See, look, we really reacted off that trend line. We didn't even hit it, but we just reacted off the area. So yeah, I completely ignored it on bookmap, even though it was pretty telling that we would go higher. So we had 6,800 and a bunch of other levels above. So we're kind of getting some heat up here. 615. That brings us back to, yeah, basically our all-time high on ES. And to me, looking at ES is very important because that SMT is just so good for confirmation. So we can delete this data wick now to on ES. And we got about 1 minute here to market open. Trading below VWAP, so we're not really going to look for a long until we get above, but who knows?
Not the 212. I know someone said about 270, so.
Yes, we'll Alex, we love you. Out. Oh, perfect. Thanks. That was easy. That's how everyone draws theirs.
Sweep and Q buyers.
So about 20 seconds now until market open. Do we have any other highs up here? Do we have any equal highs? No, not that I had seen. Oh, big flip. Just at that 30
Sweep
counter.
and Q sellers.
I might take this as liquidity. So now we're running all that LR.
Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q buy.
Just that data wick. I feel like we might have gone below, but ES was just hitting at VWAP. So.
Iceberg ES sell.
Let's see how this candle closes. That could be
Stop
a good
and
wick.
Q buy.
This
Iceberg
wick
ES
would be
sell.
considered protected because we took out another high with it. Yeah, we took out a high in a 2 minute.
Iceberg ES buy.
Took out a high in a 1 minute. really big buyers coming in off the bat. Really big buyers on ES and really big sellers on NQ.
Stop NQ sell. Stop ES buy. Stop ES buy. Sweep NQ buyers. Absorption NQ buyers.
So NQ right now is also sitting in a 1 hour. So we have a 1 hour above and a 1 hour below.
Absorption NQ buyers.
The 1 hour above got closed on ES, but not on NQ. So that'll be our conditions for today. Let me
Stop
actually
ES
just
buy.
Oh, don't do that. So here's our 1 hour. So if we close below it, we'll be bearish till somewhere around here, till this 4 hour
Sweep
gap.
NQ sellers.
And if we close above, then we'll be longish until all-time highs. But
Sweep NQ buyers.
we could also
Absorption
be very
NQ
weary
sellers.
of the, oh my god, look at that trend line. We could also be very weary of the fact that we could chop. So
Iceberg NQ sell.
oh, look, ES came and hit that high. What is that?
Stop
Oh,
NQ sell.
Perfect. So that gives us good
Sweep
confirmation
NQ sellers.
for a short.
Iceberg NQ buy.
We don't have any first presented fair value gaps. However, I would consider shorting this 2 minute. This 2 is gone. Liquidity here. This wick can be considered liquidity. But generally, if we're gonna run the LR, it'll just be one big candle. There you go. So look at ES.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell. Stop NQ sell.
We did have a 30-second on ES. Nothing on NQ. You could, no, there's nothing. So we'll wait for our 4 hour intermediate term low to be ran.
Sweep NQ buyers.
And then we could consider a long. However, we are seeing quite the SMT. And ES, the heat that we're seeing is like, it's down here. So we might not get a long all the way till down here. Because if NQ takes this, but ES is not ready to drop then. Really big red delta. So we're at like minus 1,000 on ES in the last. Okay, so we're down like minus 1,200 on ES in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, about 2,000, 3,000 contracts. NQ still staying fairly neutral. Minus 120. Sorry, plus 120, minus
Stop
178.
NQ sell. Sweep NQ sellers.
Minus 120.
Stop NQ sell. Stop NQ sell.
So we really gotta wait till 10 until this closes below. We have these two 15 minutes here too, actually.
Sweep NQ sellers.
Okay, we can delete this. No, we never made a first presented fair value gap. Oh, maybe here. Okay, so this has been swept, so we can delete that. And it really did look, this is a nice soup. I'm not seeing enough buyers to consider a long. Delta's very neutral. ES had a plus 350 square, which was bigger than any down square.
Stop NQ buy.
However, I do believe we want to come down to that 795 level. Tiny 3 minute, no 2 minute, tiny 1 minute. And what kind of targets do we have above? These are kind of protected. Yeah, this would be considered protected. And what does protected mean? It's just high resistance. So if you ever see liquidity that we chop and we chop and we chop and we chop and we don't want to hit, it's because there's a lot of high resistance there. It was likely a liquidity pool that was already taken.
Sweep NQ buyers.
So plus 350 minus 358 on ES. And NQ is minus 172 plus 94, and then the next square is filling up. What would be nice is if we feel like we got another manipulation leg. Something like that. Because we already swept it, right? But that manipulation leg and then the fair value gap gives us the confirmation, because this
Iceberg
one here
ES buy.
is not a good fair value gap. I mean, if it looked like this one came down and then this one came up, I would take it, but a lot of times I notice that if
Sweep NQ sellers.
if we come
Stop
down
NQ sell.
and we sweep liquidity and we don't make a nice fair value gap, then we often will have that manipulation leg. So let's just let it do its thing now. We're seeing SMT.
Iceberg ES sell.
ES came up and took London high, but now it's kind of just messing around there at VWAP. NQ has 275 printing, so we could want to come down for that. And I'm not seeing any bigger ones on the higher time frame, so one thing I forgot to mention was that our all-time highs last night was it stopped right before a psychological level. So 25400, we stopped 6 points, 5.5 points away from that, which tells me that what we're probably going to do is a retracement and then come back up for that
Sweep NQ buyers.
300 level.
Iceberg NQ sell. Absorption NQ
I notice
sellers.
that happens all the time when we're at all-time highs. So we might not come back for it today, or we could. So minus 126 plus 264, and now the next square is starting red, almost filled up. Getting redder, redder, redder as we come in, redder, redder, redder. Okay, plus 264 minus 208, so still very neutral. And we have our data, oh, that's tomorrow. No data today.
Stock NQ sell.
But right now, delta's not telling us much. And, oh, the charts aren't telling us much. Okay, another 252 minus square. So definitely have bigger sellers. So we'll just keep an eye on that.
Sweep and Q buyers.
Ideally, we
Absorption
do
and Q
want
sellers.
ES to come down, and then we have that 4-hour gap. Sits. Yeah. In that discount level. Depends on where you draw it from. Here, here, here. It's kind of subjective.
Sweep and Q sellers. Absorption and Q buyers. Stop and Q
So it really
sell.
looks like ES is going to come down for that.
Stop ES sell.
And then if we're
Sweep
going to
and
take a
Q
long,
sellers.
we're going to need to see a delta flip.
Sweep and Q sellers.
Okay, so NQ hitting that 4-hour gap now. Yep. We could close below this one and then bounce from this one, or close below both of them and then bounce from this one, or we could just dump all day. Many opportunities. So we've got these stacked. So these are the 15 minutes that I was looking at. We could also use this as a bearish bias. So
Sweep and Q buyers.
about 3 minutes until this closes below, but it looks like it will. ES very close to that heat now. And NQ minus 128, minus 196, minus 152, plus 62, plus 46, plus 158. So, and then ES is just red across the board. So let's see if we have any liquidity here that we could sweep. Any 15-minute intermediate term lows. No, not really. This was our move from yesterday. Oh, we got this 15-minute here. Okay, we could mark that out. It's kind of low. It's kind of far. Nothing obvious. Oh, we got this. That. Okay, so let's check the 1 minute now. Let's see if we're doing anything. But the delta's still pretty red. Yeah, look, ES is coming right down for that. So let's let it.
Sweep and Q sellers.
So this would be a nice long. Okay, delete this, delete that. So yeah, this would be a nice long. Two minutes a lot bigger. 3 minute. 5 minute.
Sweep and Q sellers. Stop and Q sell.
So now that 15 minutes closed, we've closed below. Still got another 15 minute here. And this is our 4-hour here. So now that ES took that liquidity, we could get the move up. But we'd really like to see our delta showing us that we're going to go up 2.
Sweep and Q sellers.
200. Okay, so that basically aligns with our manipulation. I mean our discount. Yeah. So yeah, that 200 level on bookmap aligns with the discount from the manipulation leg on the 4-hour yesterday. I wanted to watch back Ryan's stream, see which manipulation leg which impulse leg he used. Like even this still basically aligns with that 4-hour. Oh look, ES took out that intermediate term high.
With Kids Guard
And
Pro,
our London
you
high.
can see your child's call logs, text messages.
Okay, we look like we are coming up now. What did ES do? Oh, ES didn't close below that 15. Oh, we already did though. Close below that. Okay, so now we kind of gotta wait. We got a 3, we got a 5. And if we're not sure about the bias, which today I'm not really too sure about, then we do want to wait for all those time frames to close. Like this looks like a manipulation leg, but there really is no fair value gaps. Oh, there's a monster candle.
Stop and Q buy.
Whoa. Oh, damn. Oh,
Sweep
man.
and Q sellers.
Let's give this one a go with 2 micros.
Stop and Q buy.
Far away from the entry. Damn it, I kind of missed that. Oh, the delta on that was kind of crazy. Okay, let's just...
Order filled.
Let's try this with 2. Still got a pretty good entry. Just... Oh my god, I sent 10, 12 micros? Fuck. Cunt.
Order filled.
Damn it. Oh, I should have done that. This is what Top Step does. They do it to you on purpose. I swear to God. It happens to be all the time. Oh, I should have just held that.
Stop and Q buy.
The delta on that was amazing. And I cut it for a loss.
Stop
Well, there
and
you
Q
go.
buy.
There was our move.
Sweep and
Where did
Q
we get
buyers.
in? Here. Huge stop loss. Definitely not what you want to trade 12 micros with. Okay, let's give it a go again.
Order filled.
Okay, we'll take it up to this high. What's our stop loss? 118. What a 1-to-1. Like 500 delta. That was crazy. If we lose on this one, it doesn't matter because it's actually 622. ES is still dumping though. But doesn't mean that our fair value gap won't hold. We're kind of running running out of steam now, though. Could be going for that London high.
Stop NQ buy. Sweep NQ buyers.
Where's break even? We'll do this 1 minute gap here. Okay, well, did we tap into it? Yeah, we did. Okay, now I gotta go break even. Oh, man, this trade management is just
Order
terrible.
filled.
Sorry. Wow.
Stop NQ sell.
That was terrible trade management. It's okay. Okay, this is the first presented fair value gap.
Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell. Stop ES sell. Stop ES sell. Stop ES sell. Sweep ES sellers.
That's the first presented fair value gap. Okay, I might consider another short here. I might consider a short here. No. We didn't even tap view up. This could be ES's manipulation leg. Because while NQ had that huge delta, holy shit, 1400. I'm not doing anything. That delta was huge. 1400. And then
Sweep NQ sellers.
all right, let's give the sell a go.
Order filled.
So we're looking at the 30-second chart. Our entry's somewhere around here. This is our stop loss. And where are we gonna go? Down to here. So we punched that first presented fair value gap. Man, everything's a mess. That one trade just kind of messed me up. Now let's look on the higher time frame to get our levels. Okay, so there's a nice one. And 239. Let's just sell one there. So every time I do a sell one, sell two, I always get I never get the runner. So let's just see. This was a really nice, what looked to be a smart money reversal. It happened very fast. BE will be here, not doing a very good job. BE. And then now I've got to look at my delta. So if this one snaps back on us and we lose this one, then I will just clock out for the day. Okay, delta's looking good to go down.
Stop ES sell. Iceberg NQ buy.
Okay, break even.
Stop NQ sell. Sweep NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell.
ES has fallen. So, oh, did ES hit that 4 hour? Yeah, ES is in that 4 hour. Wow, I'm kind of flustered this morning.
Order filled.
All right, that's break even. I guess if you took it on the 1 minute, this was actually the entry.
Iceberg ES sell. Stop NQ buy.
Okay, the delta's coming back
Stop
in.
NQ buy. Sweep NQ sellers. Absorption NQ buyers.
That 4 hour. Where is my brain this morning? At least our risk management is good. Okay, you can delete all this. Now this is our next sell side.
Iceberg NQ sell. Sweep NQ buyers.
If it closes all in this one candle,
Iceberg
I
NQ
will go
sell.
long again.
Stop NQ buy.
We have this 30-second here. Oh, we have support 250. We have support at 250 coming in to go up. About 25 seconds on this 1 minute here. Where's our support? It's down here. Okay, we took out a low inside of our value gap. Sorry, a high inside of our value gap. Oh, what time is it? Oh, 1 minute to 10. Prime time for a reversal.
Sweep NQ buyers.
We're kind of just in no man's land here. We got so much stuff. So much to go down. We inverse the 1 hour. We are going to inverse the 4 hour. I'm going to close in 2 seconds. Okay. But then we got that other 4 hour there. I mean, you could just take a short here. Like, we inverse the 4 hour short, so we could go short here.
Absorption NQ sellers. Sweep NQ buyers.
But I ideally like to see what happens here. Alright, we're gonna try it one more. Oh, let's make sure we inverse it on the 1 minute. Damn it. NQ. Yeah, okay, so let's just try another sell.
Order filled.
Sell one here. Really small risk. We'll sell one and we'll go break even at the same time. Because it looks like we want to go for those orders. Getting ready to close my position at any time. Let's take a look at ES. ES is kind of hitting into that 1 hour now. Watching this level here, that 250. ES has a really big level there too, 282, 82 right here. So let's mark it out. Getting there. NQs is here is at 250 where I have my take profit one. Oh, ES, it moved now and it went down. Spoofing. Alright, that's going to be a break even for me. The spoofing. Because now we might not touch it. Yeah, we did it on ES, on NQ too, so. Let's just see. Could still go down. However, when I see stuff like that, then usually this, like a huge 800 order, acts as the opposite. So it acts as to push us away from the bottom. So this one technically is A+. A+.
Order
There
filled.
we go. So it stopped out, which is cool.
Stop ES buy.
So ES didn't want it, NQ didn't want it, and our break even there saved us when we saw that. So now I really have no idea. And that's okay. Did we hit the discount of that range on the 4 hour? No, we did not.
Iceberg and Q sell.
So no real thing to inverse here. We're delivering off a 4 hour. But did we take any liquidity? Delivering off a 15-minute.
Stop and Q buy.
So it really just is an A setup. However, one could argue that this
Stop and Q sell.
as support. So I've tried 3 trades today. First one was an accident. The first loss was an accident, so we are at 2 break-even trades. And yeah, generally, like I said, when we see these big blocks here, we don't come and fill them. It's very rare that if they print and we fill them,
Sweep and
very
Q
rare.
buyers.
A lot
Absorption
of
and Q
times,
sellers.
if this
Stop and
order
Q buy.
comes in and it moves, then they don't want you to fill that. They just want to move the market. So if we see a huge monster candle,
Iceberg ESL.
the delta's turning really green. On yes. And Q is still kind of neutral. Let's check in story. So you could look at this. However, we just inversed a
Stop
1 hour.
ES5.
And we just inversed a 4
Iceberg
hour.
ES5.
But we're still delivering up another 4 hour, an even bigger one. So where was my first entry? It was like somewhere here. So it's a really good thing I exited those 12 micros. What time was that? 49. Okay, yeah, it was like, right? Where's the price? 9.7. Yeah, okay, it's right here. So if the TP was here, but... Okay, we didn't sweep anything, we didn't do anything. We're just like really barcoding on the 5 minute. And the 15 minute looks really weird. We'll watch on NQ. We're not sweeping anything. We didn't sweep any high. We're just forming an IFVG, so we could take it, but... the risk isn't too bad. Just not really into this one. We didn't sweep anything. We're not delivering out of anything. It's just a pattern trade, so maybe it'll work in the long term. Maybe it'll work today, but in the long term, it shall not. Still didn't sweep anything. I mean, we swept this low inside there. But we're really just fucking coding. Just give it time. I've seen this happen, and then we break out, and then like close to the macro, we can find a trade. So we could come down and immediately fill this. We're just kind of hanging out here. Or we could just start running away. Inverse to 1 hour. Inverse to 4 hour. Inverse to 15 minutes. So it's definitely bearish. But like I've been noticing at all-time highs that going down, there's so much resistance. So I'm not going to try to catch that move. I'll just wait. I don't know if you guys saw, but Jordan Peterson is sick. We shall pray for his
Sweep and Q
recovery.
sellers. Absorption and Q buyers.
See, like, this is a nice gap, but, like, we're not delivering anywhere. We're not doing anything. So, just gonna wait. Remember yesterday I was about to log off, and I said, oh, I'll just wait till the macro ends at 11:10, and at 10:59, we got an amazing setup. So either this is gonna go, that 800 orders at 237 is gonna go and we're gonna drop, or it's gonna stay and we're gonna pump. It's one or the other. Or we'll take it and then we'll pump. So 237, oh, 2,500, we have more orders. So let's just see what happens. The orders, 2,500, came about 10 minutes ago. About the same time as the 237 orders came in. Yes, oh my god, look at that. 10-12. Look, this candle, the delta was huge. However, if you see the candle on ES, it's not that big. So that tells us there's absorption. So maybe we do want to come down for that 780 level. If it's gonna take that, we're just gonna see one big candle down.
Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q sell.
Let me just go to the bathroom. Before we sweep any liquidity, oh, I guess we kind of did. Not major liquidity though. Okay. Alright, I'll be right back.
Sweep and queue sellers.
Bring more color to your data story. Full Story's complete behavioral data capture provides us with a full spectrum view into every interaction users have, so you can celebrate the delights and learn through frustration.
Bring more color and context to your data story with Full Story.
Retire. Retire the cliches, like the forgetful geezer and the hopeless.
Oh, we started to have some support there on ES. You see that? Some spoofing came in. Temporarily pushed up price. And then we came back. And then it moved. So sellers are, oh, okay, those orders are gone now. Perfect. So now we'll see what happens now that those orders are gone.
Sweep and queue buyers.
Okay, they're
Stop
gone
and
on,
queue buy.
on NQ. They're still there on ES. I don't know if I would trust this. We gotta see them gone on both. Unless NQ just moved. Okay, NQ just moved it down. You can't see it though. So from 237, now it's down around 217. So we might want to go down further. Okay, what do we do? Nothing. So there's no point on taking an inversion because we didn't sweep anything, but we're likely to go down right now. This is like a B setup. There you go. Okay, so what is this? This is the 15-minute. I'm gonna delete this. This is the 4-hour. A lot of times if the 4-hour is the draw, we will reject from the CE. However, we're just kind of chopping here.
Sweep and queue buyers. Absorption and queue sellers.
Oh, look,
Sweep
okay,
ES
we're
sellers.
pulling up a little bit more liquidity here. Okay, it's gonna
Stop
be
ES
one
sell.
big candle
Stop
down.
and queue sell. Sweep and queue sellers. Sweep and queue sellers.
Okay, so ES hasn't taken it yet.
Sweep and queue buyers.
Okay, so that wick tells us a lot. So minus 254, minus 658, minus 390, plus 466.
Sweep
Oh,
and
look,
queue sellers.
now they're spoofing it again, so they're moving it down. So someone's really and look, and it's coming in here again. So someone's really manipulating price. Which, on days like this, when we see that, then it's better to just wait. Sorry, where's...
Stop and queue buy. Sweep and queue buyers. Stop and queue buy.
All right, so did we take any liquidity there? No. I know I have my levels marked out, but sometimes I miss stuff. We're still just pumping from this little 15-minute. Oh, okay, perfect. Yay! I did good. Nothing. Could have been something I missed. It's just what I always wonder. Let's see about this. Touch that. Yeah. Whatever. And this one is, it's not even that good.
Stop and queue sell.
It's just more of an obvious wick that I marked out. I think that this would probably be the level. Probably go down to here, but we didn't sweep anything. Like we swept those eye, but there's nothing in there. Okay. No, we didn't sweep that. Two, 1, 2 down to here. So this would be kind of our equilibrium, somewhere around here. So we have that 7-7 level on ES, and then below it is 755. NQ is very similar. It's that 225, 200, and then 2500, 25,000. So we could really be going down there today. Also, too, after we see a reversal from a psychological level, we generally like to go back down to the discount or into some higher time frame fair value gaps before we make them move back up. Okay, so now we're taking it. Oh, now
Sweep
it's gone.
NQ sellers. Stop NQ sell.
Yeah, someone really doesn't want the... no, sorry, it's not gone. Now it's been moved. So we can see a pattern. We can see the spoofing. And at least when we see the spoofing, then we do know to be very careful with our trading. So 2, 1, 2, somewhere around here.
Sweep NQ sellers.
So all that I can say is this is setting us up for a better trade after. However, with those short inversions, maybe today's a day of no trades.
Stop ES sell. Stop NQ sell.
Okay, now they're all gone. Now we could really just fall. It's gone on NQ too. So there's that wick. That obvious wick. seriously love it if we came down and we filled all this. Just fucking fill it. Although I've been thinking is that all-time highs is kind of an easy draw. So there's that too. Okay, so now it's taking this liquidity. Still waiting for that big knife down, although we have not seen it at all. So we still got our macro. Ooh, delta minus 500, minus 600, minus 700, minus 660. So
Sweep NQ buyers.
you can see buyers are kind of like this is a sweep, and as we watch that square fill up,
Iceberg ES sell.
we see buyers coming in. The delta is not that red on NQ, which tells me that ES is the one that's pulling price right now, so ES wants to fall lower. Okay, we had a plus 30, plus 300 on this candle. There's actually 5,000 orders on this candle, even more. About 5,000 orders on this candle, maybe 6,000. Are we going to 25,000? So this really was the short to take. However,
Iceberg NQ sell.
it was just a break-even trade because there's the break-even. We tapped it and we came right back. If you had conviction, let's see what time it was at. No conviction because we hadn't closed below anything yet. No, yeah. 10 o'clock. But my guess is we're going down for here 25,000. No good inversions either. They're just kind of messy. So where's the next level on ES? Oh, we got equal lows here. And then ES is basically rebalancing out that whole move from yesterday. Meanwhile, NQ is only halfway there, so big SMT there too. Well, ES is closing below this 1 hour, maybe. And ES might close below the 4 hour, so I would say 11 o'clock would be fairly important. We'll watch this. 25 minutes. So now NQ is hitting this. So if we want to close below this within the next 9 minutes, then we could really take a short down to here. Obviously, we won't take it off the 15-minute. But we could have the 15-minute close, and then we can get into a nice trade for the macro for that delivery. And that'll be my last trade idea. that doesn't happen or that doesn't work, then I will come back tomorrow. Friday's usually a good day for me. I'm not one of those people that has a trouble on Friday. I have the trouble on Monday. Oh, 25,000. The big algo order is gone. So this would only be an A setup because we didn't sweep anything. Maybe we sweat something on ES. No.
Sweep NQ buyers.
Buyer delta's not looking too bad.
Stop NQ sell. Sweep NQ sellers. Iceberg ES sell. Sweep NQ buyers.
Minus 256, minus 114, plus 114. Minus 550, minus 580, plus 204, so my bookmap is on time. It's about 10 seconds behind. What did we sweep though? We're just delivering out of a 15-minute. 3 minutes. Oh, we could also take a long off here. Longest 3 minutes of my life. Still have a 5 minute here. There's a liquidity pool. Yeah, not bad.
Sweep NQ sellers.
$200. This is the equilibrium. So let's say we tap the equilibrium, which we already did, and then we close above this 15 minute, then I would consider a long. Okay, but 1 more minute here, and then we'll know. Are we going to here? Or are we going to tap the equilibrium and go up? But look how choppy it is. It's just choppy all the way down. There's no good moves down. 30 seconds. Really looks like we're going to close below. So that 200 level too. That's been sitting there all morning. Okay, close below.
Sweep NQ sellers. Absorption NQ buyers. Stop NQ sell. Stop ES sell.
It's going crazy, but you just can't hear it now. Fuck off.
Sweep NQ sellers.
Minus 234, minus 272, minus 126. If we're going to take a long, it's not going to be very good RR. I mean, I'll keep it small RR. So we're very clearly bearish on the day. Minus 614, minus 422, minus 582, plus 468, plus 78. So 30-second. So this could be a good candle for us to go short on, because now we're retesting the 15-minute embers. So Okay, this gives us better RR. We still got a minute for that. So let's see. Send. Plus 468. Plus 296. Plus 2. Plus 436. Busy. No. Hi, Bubba. Mm-hmm. Not seeing much to go along. Bookmap, we are
Sweep and
on
queue
time.
buyers. Sweep and queue buyers. Stop and queue buy. Sweep and queue sellers.
Okay, so look, we take out these equal highs. Not really equal highs. Very close to being equal highs.
Stop and queue buy.
This could be the reversal. Here's a fair value gap.
Sweep and queue buyers. Sweep and queue buyers.
We did not close above this. Sweep buyers, but I'm not really seeing buyers on bookmap. Oh, I saw ES come and take some. ES is looking better. But NQ I'm not really seeing much. Still didn't close above it. It was equal highs on the 5 minute. Okay, it's looking a little better. But we saw like good delta. It's not even as good as a down delta. The down delta was much higher. So if this next candle invalidates that, So this 5-minute closes above long. Because if this 5-minute closes above, then this 15-minute will be invalidated. So long. However, if we don't close above and we inverse this, short, and then I'm done for the day. So this is the 5-minute, this is the 15-minute, this is our 4-hour. One more minute for that 5.
Sweep and queue sellers.
Okay, so $25 seconds left. The market knows when those 5 minutes close, when the 15 minutes close. The market knows when the hours close. That's why they say time and then price. Time is very important. And I never, you asked me as a new trader, I would have laughed at you. I used to laugh at ICT. I can't trade. All right. Come on. Come on. So,
Stop and queue buy.
Still got another 5 minutes on that. Yeah, whatever. Alright. Fuck off. Got the 5-minute here. Gotten really good at hitting them. I imagine if this 5-minute closes though that we're going back up to the high. Just the delta's not good. And all the up deltas are nowhere near the down deltas I've seen. So up is like 200, down's like 600. So. Okay, so that 15 minutes been invalid, will be invalid. Same with on ES. Unless we just dump in the next 3 minutes, but it doesn't look like it. So when we take a lot of candles to inverse something, we're not likely going back up. We're gonna just go the opposite way. This was the only entry. That's how choppy we are today. Boing. Boing.
Sweep and queue buyers. Stop and queue buy.
We don't have another 5. We don't have any fair value gaps until this first presented one from open, which is fucking tiny. I'd be willing to risk 2 micros on that. However, I do gotta go. So let's do our gratitude. So thank you to me every day for showing up and doing my best. Thank you to me for my patience and my diligence. Thank you to the market for giving us this opportunity, not only to invest in ourselves, but to invest in our freedom for our family and the rest of our lives. So we still might take a trade, however, we have other things we have to do. So have an amazing day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, let's just see. Is it going to close above? Is it going to close above?
What a beautiful.
If we don't close above, we're fucking dumping. If we do not close above.